Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm getting so used to saying this now. If this is your first time here, don't make it your last, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much guys. Thank you for always coming back. So on today's video, I'm going to be addressing one of the biggest questions that is always asked when you're moving to the UK as an international student. I asked this question, people are asking it, a lot of people are still asking the question. And the question is, can I work and pay my tuition fee as an international student like in the UK with part-time jobs? There are a lot of factors that you have to consider before this can actually work. First of all, some tuition fees are like a lot. Example, £30,000, £22,000, £26,000. So if I'm looking at those, that's not possible. If you know your parents or your sponsor can pay £22,000 tuition fee without going back to the village, then why not? When you're looking for schools, you look for expensive schools or look for Ivy League schools because you know that you can afford it. But if you know that anybody or your sponsor or even you yourself, you cannot afford to pay school fees and pay it without going back to your village, then guys, the first action is to find low cost tuition fee. Look for schools that are cheap. Start with, it's still not cheap, but low cost tuition fee, like the 15,000 to 13,000 ones. What amount are we looking at here? Are we looking to pay the entire fees or to pay half? So that's very crucial. Once you pay £3,000, because that's the deposit, they tell you to pay the deposit. If you're coming in September and you pay £3,000, once you step your foot before school starts, after the induction week, they're looking for you to pay another amount. At least in my case, you're not just going to pay that first. They expect that you have 50% of your tuition fee down during enrollment, and enrollment is like coming September, enrollment is in October. How much are we looking at? If like your sponsor or your parents can pay 60% of your fees before coming, that's what you should be working at. If you're saving money from Nigeria before coming, just try and pay 60% of your fees. If we're looking at £6,000, £6,500, then guys, yes, it's doable. You can pay this while you're working. That's very doable. But still, some people, when they come in immediately, they don't get jobs. So you can't be saying, oh, once I come in, I'll get a job. It's not easy. You want to get a job in the UK. They like paperwork. You do interview, you do other things, and then if you like here, you do some trainings before you start the job. So when I came in September, I started working the last day of September. I started working 29th September. But some people come and they don't start working immediately. Some people come, they don't start 3 months, they've not gotten a job. So that's what you're going to consider. If you have to save up a little bit of money that will last you for like 3 months before you know, okay, you've gone dry. Money that you can use and be feeding until you're able to get a job. You're doing this, you're going to add accommodation. You're going to be paying for accommodation. Accommodation comes with, some people are lucky, they don't pay bills in the accommodation. It's bills inclusive. Some people, they pay rent and there's no bills inclusive, so they also have to pay the bills after paying the rent. And there's feeding and there's transportation. So it's going to be a lot. It's a lot. But okay, hear me out. So in my case, so guys, I planned myself. So when I was looking for schools, my sister stays in the UK. So when I was looking for schools, I was looking for school with close proximity to where she lived, because I knew that the only way for me to do this is if I was going to stay in my sister's place. For some people, they don't want to leave your family. But for me, it was an option I needed to consider. So I was looking for schools that are close because I knew that, okay, I'll be going to school from her house. That's like an option you could consider. It would help you. It will make things a lot more easier for you. So my sister is in the UK. So when I was looking for schools, I was looking for schools. If it's 1 hour from her house, I don't want it. Because I know that commuting is going to be a lot. It's going to be difficult. It was one of my priorities. Guys, if you have like family members in the UK and you know some family members are chaotic, but you know that you can stay with them without having a problem with them, then that's a good option. Because then you know you're not paying for bills, you're not paying for house rent, you're just working and saving to pay your fees. Do you get? So this one is very doable. Because now the minimum wage is, I'm going to be looking at my book, the minimum wage now as of April 2022 is from 22 to 23 years and above, they're paying £9.50. 21 to 22 is £9.18. 18 to 20 years is £6.83. £6.83. And 16 to 17 years is £4.84. Sorry, £4.81. Then apprentice rate is £4.81. This is just minimum wage. Your employer can pay you more than this. they can pay, like, it just says that this is the flat rate, they can pay you less than this. So I'm guessing, like, for master students, some people are, okay, 23 and above, or even if you're 21 and maybe say 22, it's £99.18. 23 and above, £9.50, and you're paid, let's say you're paid that £9.50. Okay, let's say you're paid £9 and you're doing 20 hours, because that's the amount of hours you're supposed to do, 20 hours in a week. Some people, they don't get 20 hours in a week, they work less than 20 hours, because if you're working with agencies, sometimes they don't guarantee you shift. 0 hours contract, there's no guarantee that they'll give you 20 hours every week. But if you're working with like a company and you know that, oh, you've signed contract as a student part-time, so they're paying you 20 hours, they've guaranteed that they'll give you 20 hours, so you know that every week they will turn up and they'll give you 20 hours a week. So we're going to calculate based on they are giving you 20 hours every week. So they are paying you £9. £9 times 20, that means every week they pay you £180. If you times it in 4 weeks, which is a month, it's 720. So let's say you have 720, and in this 720 you're not paying bills, you're not paying house rent. We're going to calculate the part that you're just paying your fees. Okay, even if you're not staying in a family member's house, but your parents or somebody, your sponsor, will cater for accommodation, and will just, and all you have to is just for feeding and for paying fees. And feeding is not even, honestly, I don't think feeding is expensive in this country, because there are ways you can source it out and you buy cheap food, but that's the story for another day. So let's say you're just paying for your fees. If you're earning 720 every month, you can save 500. So if you're paying 750 every month and you're saving 500 towards your tuition fees, you are giving £100 towards transportation, and then another £100 towards feeding, because you eat a lot. Because I don't see why you're going to be eating £100 in a month, but let's say you're a foodie, so you eat £100 in a month, because it's not every month you're going to eat £100. If you're doing like shopping and you're shopping in an African store, let's say this month you spend £50, next month you're not going to spend £50, because you still have some of the things you bought last month. So that's why I'm saying you have like 520 left, £20 for your small chop life if you want to eat burger and eat KFC, and then the other, you're saving 500 every month towards your fees. That means in 3 months, 1,500. The UK universities, I've not seen the university that will not allow you pay in installments. Once you're a student, guys, always send them emails. I would like to pay in installments. Even if you have like 50% left, you will up, or maybe you've paid like 75%. I would like to pay in installments. They usually would agree. I have you paid. Guys, another factor that might really hinder this is if you're an enjoyment minister, then it's going to be hard, because you're going to be working and then you're going to be spending. You're going to have to cut your excesses. Like I always say, if it's not a necessity, I'm not spending my money on it. Lifestyle alone is also another big thing. It's another factor. Guys, you know, if you can do this through your lifestyle. If you're an enjoyment minister, then it's not possible. Because you're always looking for one place, you're always going from one place to another. You want to chop life. Because this is like a short period of time. You have to, you're going to have to cut all your excesses. And if you want to save money and pay your fees, you're going to reduce chop life. You're not going to chop life until when you're done with paying your fees. It's your lifestyle that will tell you if you can do this. And it's always important to maximize breaks. Maximize break. Like Christmas break is, I don't know what you're doing, but you're supposed to. Christmas break is a time that you tear yourself apart and you work. When you're on school break, that's off-term time. You're allowed to work on limited hours. Schools close early Christmas. My school closed. We closed around 16th December, and then we opened 25th January. That's the stretch. That's the time that you can be doing 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. So guys, you have to maximize breaks. Another thing is weekend jobs. If you're working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then the pay is higher, because weekend people always calling in sick, so that's higher. So you can always maximize it. If you're doing your 20 hours and you're working night shifts, you're doing 10 hours Saturday, Sunday. Places, they pay up to £14 an hour for Saturday and Sunday. So guys, maximize weekends. Think about working only weekends. That can be something you want to look into. The course duration makes it easier. That means you have a longer length of time to finish your fees. If your course is 1 year, the rush is higher. So by April, your school is already looking at you. They're like, you should have finished paying. But if your course was like 2 years, that can, you know, make it longer for you and for you to be able to save and pay your fees. So guys, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. You can do this, but there are factors you have to consider. First of all, by getting it right from the beginning, getting a low cost tuition fee and paying like 60% before coming in, then sorting accommodation, basically everything. Certain accommodation, then you know that whatever you're working, you're just working to pay your fees, then that's possible. But aside all of this, it's going to be very, 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 very difficult, considering that you just have to work 20 hours. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to keep seeing you in my